Pearls can come in different shapes, sizes, and colors, and Kristen Richard has a passion for pearls. She studied gemology and small business. That's where she became fascinated with pearls, a natural organic gemstone. There are actually 4 main categories of this stone:
Tahitian pearls and South Sea pearls and Nicoya pearls, which are all categorized under saltwater, and then there's freshwater pearls. So those are kind of the 4 more common types of pearls that you would see in the retail market. The process that I wanted to go through to get my product, I did a lot of research, and I just started looking different companies and different families up online and sending emails. And so there was a lot of unanswered calls.
But the hard work paid off, and she did find families that farmed pearls. With that, Kristen was on a plane. A typical harvest day starts at about 6:30 a.m. They start gathering oysters and the pearl process begins.
The oyster kind of opens. When it comes out of the water, I don't know if it feels like it's under attack or what, but it's not as open as it would be. And naturally in the water, it will open almost 2 inches just to bring in fresh water and oxygen and nutrients, which is typically how something would get inside of the animal, and that's how the process of the pearl formation would begin. When we bring them in, we clean off the shells and everything and put them in this little clamp and make a small incision in the animal, so kind of on the side, and the pearl will sit inside of the reproductive organ. So that's kind of, it's like a full-on surgery. Each oyster takes a few minutes, but we don't kill them, so that's why it's a little more invasive and delicate.
The oysters are cultured, so Kristen and the other workers will implant the oyster if it produces a great pearl. Then it's back into the water.
For me, it made sense to go and meet the people that were part of the story of all of these pearls. The whole process of what they do naturally for us in the pearl production, and then being able to use the oyster after if it's not going to live, or if it has some kind of infection, the oyster's still usable, and the shell is, and the meat is, and it's still edible. And so just the whole process, and cutting out all of the middlemen.
Oysters may look ugly on the outside, but they are quite the incredible animal on the inside.
I would say probably the most interesting thing about them that a lot of people don't know is that they need to be worn. Like, they need the moisture from your skin. Pearls are about 2% water, and they can crack and they can ship really easily. So it's important because that will keep the luster going for pearls. I feel really proud of the business. I feel accomplished every time I have a client come in. So it doesn't matter how large the business goes, I always want it to feel homey and intimate and very real. I mean, this is my dream and my passion, and the city's been really supportive, so that's how it feels. It's exciting. And